There are a lot of different personal finance creators here on YouTube. We collectively have a lot to say about the different investments and personal finance decisions you can make. While some of them are open and transparent with their investments, most are not. But never before has there been this much transparency. Let's do this. What's up, you guys? Joe here from the Average Joe Investor channel. I'm really excited to share with you guys my unique investment strategy for 2022, as well as being very open and transparent with all of my investment accounts to show you exactly what I own. In order to be intentional with your investment strategy, you have to ask some very direct questions and answer them honestly. These questions include, but are not limited to, what are you saving for? How long do you have to invest before you need the money? And how aggressive do you want to be with your investments? And these questions, when answered honestly, will help us then determine how much money we need to invest on a monthly or annual basis, what types of investments are the best fit, and what accounts we're going to use to invest. So these are my answers to those specific questions. Number one, our family is taking a trip of a lifetime in the middle of 2024. We're taking a year-long RV trip around the country. That's right, all 6 of us. It's gonna be crazy, it's gonna be insane, it's gonna be a blast and a trip of a lifetime. But to do this, I need to be intentional with my investments and have a plan for how I'm gonna provide and be able to spend the money we need to on this trip. I'm also saving actively for my retirement in the future. Secondly, when do I need the money? We're planning to leave on the RV trip right around June of 2024 for a year, and there will be some large expenses in advance of when we leave. And with respect to my retirement, I'm not turning age 59 and a half until the year 2045? How old am I? 35? Sometimes I forget my age. I feel like I'm too young for that to happen, but regardless, it does happen. I'm 35, which means I don't need the money until 2045, which is when I can access retirement accounts based on current IRS rules. And then number 3, how aggressive am I willing to be with my investments? With respect to my long-term retirement accounts, since I don't need the money until 2045, I can afford to be aggressive and put all of my money in low-cost stock index funds. With respect to my upcoming RV trip, in addition to having my investment accounts help pay for the trip as needed, I also have the YouTube business as well as my Patreon business, and that will help supplement the income. So I can afford to be a little bit more aggressive in my savings goals and my investment goals. Before I show you how I'm currently invested in all of my accounts, I want to share with you what accounts I have and how I'm currently making contributions to them. In my 401k, I receive a dollar for dollar match from my employer, and that is free money to me, by the way. So I have historically and currently will go up to the 6% match, and those are Roth contributions. I also have a Roth IRA that I have in my Fidelity account. I will show you exactly how that's invested shortly. And in that account, I'm not making any contributions right now. I'll explain why in just a second. I then have my main brokerage account with Fidelity. This is where I'm putting all of my business income and any extra income from my current job that I'm working at. This is all going into the brokerage account. And this is because I've prioritized my investments. The biggest priority I have right now is the RV trip in June of 2024, and hopefully being able to leave my job before then and not come back. Before we dive into my portfolio and look at my specific investments, it's important to remember that we all start from somewhere. For me specifically, I started from zero. Well, actually, I started from negative. In fact, if I were to do an introductory video for my YouTube channel, but 10 years ago, it would sound something like this. What's up, you guys? Joe from the Average Joe Investor channel. I am just your average Joe. I have zero money in the bank. I have maxed out credit cards. I have no money saved for retirement. And my net worth, it's negative $20,000. We started with a negative number and we've made a lot of progress over the past 10 years. Okay, first let's talk strategy and investments for my 401k retirement account. Remember, with my 401k, this is a long-term investing strategy, money I'm not gonna touch until at least 2045, which means I've got a long time for it to grow, and I'm not worried about a lot of fluctuations in the market. Even if we're investing in perilous times right now with high inflation rates, it doesn't change the long-term strategy. So for 2022, it's the same business as usual. Currently, my 401k has a balance of $95,608.59. Here's a breakdown of my 401k investments. Around $95,000, it's a 90-10 split between stocks and international stocks. 50% of my investments are currently invested in the S&P 500. Additionally, I've got 20% going into the Vanguard Mid Cap Index Fund. When I talk about a Mid Cap Index Fund, we're talking about a basket hundreds of different stocks that are middle size, right? They're not really small companies, they're not massive, large companies. This makes up 20% of my 401k. And then we have 20% going into the Vanguard Small Cap Index Fund. Just like the Mid Cap Fund, it's a basket of very small companies that over the long term, I expect to grow a lot. And then 10% of my 401k is invested in the Vanguard Institutional Total International Stock Market Index Trust. Think about all of the international companies out there that are not from the United States, a big, huge basket of thousands of different companies, and this is a way for me to diversify my 401k. Okay, this is my Roth IRA account, which is with Fidelity. Again, this is an account I'm not actively contributing to right now, but that will change after the RV trip. The investment breakdown in my Roth IRA is very similar to what you see in my 401k. It's a breakdown between domestic and international low-cost index funds. Here we have around 32% of the fund invested in a Schwab large cap ETF. Think just like the S&P 500, but maybe just a slightly different mix of stocks. Then we have the mid cap right here. Same idea, middle-sized companies. Then we've got a small cap index fund here with Fidelity, both of these with Fidelity, mid cap and small cap. Then we have a Fidelity Zero International Index Fund. 30% to large, 30% to mid cap, 30% to small cap, and then 10% here to the International Index Fund. Total balance right now, $7,401.11. So my total retirement balances, which again are not my top priority right now for contributions, are $7,401.11 in my Roth IRA, and then $96,717.90 in my 401k. All right, let's move on to my brokerage account. I am primarily a dividend investor in my brokerage accounts. I'm a firm believer in dividend stocks over the long term and their ability to outperform and produce cash flow. Hey there, at some point during this video, I recommend you go down to the comments and leave your 2 cents in there. I respond to every single comment on the day that I post my video. So if you've got a question, a concern, feedback, anything in between, you can expect a response from me. My brokerage account is broken up and segmented into 3 different strategies. Number 1 is my core dividend account. These are companies that are quality companies with really strong dividend growth rates and a healthy dividend yield. All of these companies have been paying dividends for at least 5 consecutive years and are really core to my overall investing strategy. Then I have my high yield dividend account. This is all about high yield dividend stocks, yielding anywhere from 5 to 7 or 8%. I'm not super focused on the dividend growth rate, though if I do have a high yield dividend stock with a good growth rate, I'm super excited. And then the third segment of this portfolio is my options strategies, where I utilize specific options trades to generate high cash flow right now and trying to be more active and growing the account. All right, this is my core dividend account here. There's a few other holdings that I'm going to show you that I haven't had a chance to move over yet from the options account. So we've got AbbVie, we've got Broadcom, AVGO, Bristol Myers Squibb, BMY, First of Long Island Corporation, FLIC, Gilead Sciences, GILD, MSC Industrial, MSM, and Realty Income Corporation. All of these companies have a history of paying consistent dividends and increasing that dividend every single year. And you'll notice from a dividend yield perspective, we've got yields anywhere from 2.9% up to 4.31%. All right, here's the high yield dividend account. Again, the focus here is on dividend yield. I've got Arbor Realty Trust, ABR, Altria Group, MO, Westlake Chemical Partners, WLKP, Northwest Bankshares, NWBI, SGU, Star Group Unit, Store Capital, STOR, Manulife Financial, MFC, and I'm currently in the process of picking up Enbridge, which is an energy stock. I currently have a put option out for Enbridge. My option actually expires today, so I'm hoping to pick this stock up. The dividend yields here range from 4.4% for Manulife Financial up to 8% with Arbor Realty. All right, so here's the options account. This again makes up a third of the portfolio approximately. You'll notice I have a lot of different options trades in here, as well as a few stocks that are in the wrong account. I still need to move over Eris Capital. I need to move over right down here Unum Group, and that will be in the high yield dividend stock account as well. Within my options account, I utilize a variety of different strategies, including the wheel option strategy, where I utilize cash secured puts and covered calls. I do covered calls by itself, looking to combine that covered call with picking up a dividend and timing it perfectly there. I also utilize credit spreads as well, generally with index ETFs such as the S&P 500 and QQQ, the NASDAQ 100. All of my investment money is going into my brokerage account and split up equally 3 different ways: into the options account, into the high yield dividend account, and the core dividend account. Hey, if you liked this video, make sure to click on this video right over here to continue your learning process and learning more about how I invest utilizing dividend stocks. That's all I got for you guys in this video. Have a great rest of your day, and please continue to stay healthy, both physically and financially. Have a good one.